long time, comrade.
In preparation for the release of Resident Evil Requiem, which comes out on February 27th of this year, I'm going to be replaying a number of select Resident Evil main series games, starting with Resident Evil 1 Remake, and then going into Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 3 Remake, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil Village, and if we have time for it, Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil Code Veronica. In addition, my co-op group Easy Small will be playing through Resident Evil Outbreak starting in just a couple days. File 1 and 2. I'm calling it January. Stolen from this comment in the comment section. Thank you so much for the idea. Now, I'm probably not going to be able to finish all of these games in 1 month, so we'll probably have to spill over into February as well. Hope you're looking forward to all of the replays that are going to be going on this channel in the next 2 months. I'm excited to dive back into Resident Evil. It's been a long time since I've played some of the games, like 2 or 3. You can expect Resident Evil 1 Remake Part 1 on January 4th, just in a couple days. And now it's time for our regularly scheduled monthly shareholder meeting. Hello and welcome to the first shareholder meeting of 2026. I'm your president and CEO of John Wolf Enterprises, John Wolf. And if you've never attended a shareholder meeting before, please first of all remember to sign in on the sign-in sheet. It's mandatory. You will be fired if you do not sign it, and have a seat right over there. It is a monthly meeting where we go over what's been uploaded on this channel in the past month, and we look forward to what's going to happen in the next month or two, which I believe we've already covered, actually. So we'll mostly be talking about what happened at the end of 2025 on the channel, and just a couple of other things coming up in 2026. So without further ado, let's get into it. We had our end of year meeting just 3 weeks ago, so there's actually not as much to go over as normal, but we'll get into it. By the way, I hope you've brought your own drinks and snacks, as they will not be provided. Thank you. There was a snacks committee, but we dissolved it for budget considerations. All right. We wrapped up Kronos the New Dawn towards the beginning of last month. Good game, very long. Viewership dropped off a lot towards maybe the middle, but then it stayed consistent towards the end. So if you were around by like part 5, you were mostly watching it all the way to the end, which was great. But yeah, I mean, it's a game I played a few months late. Came out in September. It's a longer game. It's a slower paced game. It's mostly combat. So all that is not exactly a recipe for a banger series of videos on John Wolf. And we've come to expect that here at John Wolf Enterprises, and we were prepared for such an eventuality, and we're not bothered by it. But yeah, very good game, Kronos the New Dawn. It's the latest game from Bloober Team, the developers of Layers of Fear, and other games such as Blair Witch and Observer. Let's see, we also did a lot of multiplayer stuff this last month. We played a game with my usual co-op group Easy Small called Restorats, or Restorats is probably a more natural pronunciation. Basically a bunch of rats running a restaurant. We did 2 videos on that. They were pretty well received. I don't know if we'll be playing it again. It might be just a 2 and done situation. We also checked out Phasmophobia for the first time in a long time. That game, I'm amazed at how old it is and how little has changed since it initially released in early access. I'm sure if you're a Phasmo freak, so to speak, with a PH, you're probably like, there's a lot of things that have changed actually, but I'm just saying, as somebody who plays it like once every year and a half or so, I can play it for about an hour and a half to 2 hours before I'm like, it's pretty much the same, isn't it? We also played, Sino and I played Whisper Mountain Outbreak with Sonicat and Jacob Forster, who's actually an editor on the channel, Jacob. So he's not editing this video, I'm doing that. But he edited most of the videos that were uploaded on John Wolf in the last month. If you're curious, he has a channel of his own. Check it out. Whisper Mountain Outbreak was a fun game that Sino and I have been really wanting to revisit since it officially released in August. It just never worked out timing-wise, so finally we were just like, let's just do it. And it's actually, There's less content than we imagined. We thought we were going to get like a couple of videos out of it, but it was just the one, really just the one run. But we had fun with it, and I don't know if we'll be revisiting it unless there's a substantial content update. I reacted to the Game Awards 2025, mostly just Expedition 33 sweeping the place. Minor note here, some people have asked me if I'm going to be playing the Expedition 33 content update because they released that right after they accepted the Game of the Year award. I would love to check it out. I just don't know how big of a priority it is, and I kind of got everything that I wanted to get out of Expedition 33 when I beat Simon at the end of it. It was kind of and I'm never touching this game again sort of situation. So I'm not exactly like thrilled at the idea of doing the new update, but if we have some spare time, I might, shove it in 6 months late. But yeah, the Game Awards reaction video was actually very well received. It was probably the first time that I've uploaded a award show reaction video where there hasn't been people like fighting all over the comments section or dislike bombing it or something like that. So that was really nice. That was really cool. I'm happy about that. I think it's because I didn't react to the entire show. In the past, I've uploaded like a 3-hour VOD of me reacting to the entire show, including all the little anime gacha mobile games where I roll my eyes. And so this time I just decided to include only stuff that I thought was exciting or interesting in some way. And I think it was a much better video for it. So I'll be doing that moving forward. We played the horror game Isla, and that was a 4-parter. I think, for such a well-received game, it has very positive reviews on Steam. You guys really did not like this one. And I think part of it might be that I didn't play it particularly well. I played it really slowly. I went through all of Isla's games looking for collectibles and searching every corner for notes and stuff like that. And I think that can work with some games where it's worth it, but in this game it really wasn't, and I really bogged down the pace, I think, with my playthrough style. I think it's the type of thing that worked for like Kronos, because I was really thorough playing Kronos, but there's like enough action in Kronos to where you can break things up, and just the atmosphere is stronger in that game. So just walking around looking for stuff is a better baseline experience. I think for Isla, I think not every game needs to have the search every corner for collectibles treatment. So I'm trying to keep that in mind with some games moving forward. I've already kind of adjusted my philosophy with that a few times for other games that I've played since then. So, and nobody's really commented on it or had any negative reactions, so it might be okay to continue that trend in the future. Revisited No, I'm Not a Human for 2 videos for the new update, Usual Suspects. I'm planning on doing a 3rd video on Usual Suspects just to meet all of the potential guests, but I'm not sure how much content I'm going to want to get into outside of that. It might be kind of, I've enjoyed playing No, I'm Not a Human, but I've posted, 11 videos on it by now, and it's the kind of game that you get diminishing returns after a while of playing it. Once you've met everybody and you've seen all the endings and you've seen the end of most of the stories, you're kind of left to search for very specific people and very specific scenarios. And so, to that respect, I don't know how much more I'm gonna really get out of the game. So maybe one more video on the Usual Suspects update, and then after that, I think we'll be waiting for possibly another update if it ever comes. But yeah, it's been a great time with the game. I just don't know how much more I got in me for it. And then we did a lot of one-shot horror games. Junjiomaniac, which was a disappointment on a number of fronts. There was AI-generated content in the game, which I just morally disagree with, as well as I think it looks bad. And just even outside of that, it was a pretty generic game that I don't think really properly paid homage to Junji Ito's manga. It was kind of a weird story. I think that going with the realistic art style was a mistake. It would have been a much more impactful game if it was maybe monochromatic at the very least, or cell shaded or something to look a little bit more like the source material. But I think that may have been maybe outside of their scope of ability, the developers. So I think for what it is, it's a very average experience, possibly even below average. And so if you missed that video, I hate to say it, I don't think you missed a whole lot. With that said, the next video, I didn't expect this to be such a hit. I posted a 10.5 hour video, first time playing Final Fantasy 1. This is part of a new series that I'm starting called First Time Final Fantasy. I'll give you the gist of it. Basically, I haven't played any Final Fantasy games all the way through. I've played, several hours. We're talking several hours of a JRPG, anywhere between like 5 and 30 or 50 or something of Final Fantasy 4, 6, and 7, and 7 Remake. But I haven't played anything beyond that out of any of the titles. And so I was like, wouldn't it be cool to satisfy the millennial urge to start from the very beginning, back in simpler times with Final Fantasy 1, and work my way up to present day. And so that's what I started doing with this video, with this series. And I don't think I've ever seen you guys so excited, which I was really surprised by. I thought for sure this would be kind of a bomb. Some people would be really into it, but I just didn't think that you guys would be into retro JRPGs. I don't know. I mean, my Expedition 33 playthrough didn't exactly blow the charts out of the water. I combined like 4 idioms there, but you get what I'm saying. With that said, though, it was a pretty big success. People were really interested in it. They liked it. A lot of them were like, I watched the whole thing. And I'm pleased to report to you that I have already finished playing Final Fantasy 2, and I am planning on uploading that video at some point this month. The reason I'm saying at some point this month is because it's it's actually a 13-hour video. And YouTube gets really wonky with uploads over 12 hours long. And so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to just stick it up there. I'm also having rendering problems because it's such a big file and it's such a long render. So it's already crashed a couple times trying to render out such a ridiculously long video. So I'm working through that. And as well with the Final Fantasy 1 video, I actually had to fight off some false copyright claims. Basically, people were claiming to own Nobuo Uematsu's music soundtrack. They were claiming the music, like Final Fantasy main theme and stuff, like the menu theme, the battle theme, the overworld theme. They were claiming all of that, and once I figured out that they weren't the actual copyright owners, I disputed it. But they did that thing where they let it expire after 30 days. Basically, after you dispute a copyright claim, the claimant then has 30 days basically to submit, from what I understand at least, submit proof that they actually own the content. And if they can't do that, then they have to accept the dispute or let it run out. They have 30 days to respond. So this person let it run out. And so I'm anticipating that happening again with my Final Fantasy 2 video. So I'm trying to get it uploaded as soon as possible so that it can get the false copyright claims if it's going to get them, and then I can dispute them. And then, because I don't want to upload it and then it gets claimed while it's already uploaded. YouTube has like an escrow system where it's supposed to like protect you during that time, but I don't want to run into any surprises, I guess, where it turns out the claimant denied my dispute, and then all of a sudden it's got, an ad every 5 seconds of a 13-hour video. I just don't want that to happen. So it might be a while before it's uploaded, but it is complete. I did play Final Fantasy 2 all the way through. What an experience, by the way. I'm excited to get it up onto the channel as soon as possible. But yeah, we'll be continuing this series for as long as I can. At some point, the games are going to get so long that I'm going to have to start splitting the videos into parts, but I'll try to keep them, close to like 10 hours in length at a time. I feel like that's kind of a good, it's ridiculous, right? To upload a 10-hour video, it's ridiculous. Who does that? I do that. So, the series will be continuing. So just wanted to address that since there was so much fanfare around it. That, I'm very happy that people were into it. Moving on. One-shot horror game. Sometimes I talk so much I forget to breathe. Radio Light was a really fun game. That's all there in the title. If Firewatch had the atmosphere of Oxenfree, it's like a perfect blend of those two indie game darlings from 8 years ago now. I think 2017, 2016 was when they came out. Radio Light, fun game. I don't think it really exceeds the highs of like Firewatch, but it is a fun experience and I enjoyed it a lot. Eclipsium is another indie horror that I played over here on the right. It's like a body horror. Some people call it a walking simulator, but there's like minimal puzzling. It's mostly just kind of a visual experience. There are some really standout sequences in it, and I think it's a trip. But not everyone was super into Eclipsium. I saw a lot of people not really get it, which fair enough, I guess. I think I liked it more than most people that watched it did. But I, like I've said in the past, I really love art style, and if a game has a really punchy art style that stands out, that tends to just instantly elevate my opinion of it. Routine. Now this is a video I'm gonna hype up. You know how I was like, gotta watch the Junjiomaniac video. The Eclipsium video isn't for everyone. The Routine. I know it's 6 hours long. This game is so sick. I played it a little late. It came out on December 4th. I had just uploaded this video on New Year's Eve. No, December 30th. But it is very good. It is possibly my horror game of the year. It's between Routine and Look Outside. And the more I think about it, the more I think Routine has just got it. It's way better than I thought it was going to be, considering it had a 13-year development hell period between when I saw the initial trailer and its release date last month. So I can't believe the game exists. I had a great time with it. Probably the second half of this video had me back where I was, 12 years ago playing Amnesia: The Dark Descent. I felt the same kind of apprehensiveness. I walked around the whole second half of the game because there's just some, I don't want to spoil it, there's just some things that happen that I wasn't expecting to happen, because the game kind of builds itself up in the first half as being a certain type of experience, and then the second half, it really is like a different game in those two halves. So yeah, I liked it a lot, and I think it's definitely worth it, especially if you loved Alien Isolation. It's got a lot in common with Alien Isolation. So, yeah. Lastly, and I promised this in the last shareholder meeting, finally finished Blueprints. Went through the Atelier maze, and was it worth it? Was it worth one of the most elaborate puzzles that I've ever seen in a video game? I'll be blunt. No, it wasn't. But I knew I had to finish Blueprints before we rang in the new year in 2026. So we're officially done with Blueprints. Putting the fork in it, at least until there's an update. If there's an update, I won't be able to stay away. If they update the game and give it new content, I'll be back. But yeah, for now, it's completely done. So yeah, thanks to everybody who came along for the ride for Blueprints. Never expected the indie puzzle game to be one of my most popular videos ever on this channel. I got a lot of new subscribers from it, and I know that for a lot of people that found me through Blueprints, I haven't exactly played a lot of games like it since then, but to be fair, there's not a whole lot of games like Blueprints. And actually, I don't want to spoil it too much, but starting in March, after we get done with Resident Evil Requiem, we're going to be going a little bit of a different direction with how things are done on this channel that I'm excited about, and I think we may be playing more games like Blueprints in the future than we have in the past. So yeah, that's that about does it. Once again, want to remind you, January starts in 2 days on January 4th, when Resident Evil 1 Remake Part 1 will be uploaded to the channel, and as well as Resident Evil Outbreak will be uploaded very soon after that. So it's going to be a great time to be a Resident Evil fan that's wanting to revisit the games, and also someone who likes me. So if you're, both of those, then this will be a good month for you. It'll be a good month for me too. January. I'm very excited. Okay. As always, I talk for forever, but yeah, everything else that's happening this month is going to be kind of business as usual. It's not going to just be Resident Evil games this next month and in February. There's going to be other games uploaded in between, but they're probably going to be like of the one-shot variety, as well as if I can get around to it. Date Everything might be coming back. That's like the one playthrough that's outstanding that I haven't really wrapped up yet. Well, the Slay the Spire mod stuff too, but I just don't know. I'm going to have to work it out. But I'm trying a lot of new things in 2026 for the way that things are done on the back end. So hopefully it will result in better quality stuff. And yeah, I'll talk more about that in the next shareholder meeting. But yeah, I hope that's enough information for now. Please make sure on your way out that you sign out. The sign out sheet and the sign in sheet are the same one. Some of you guys have been signing an empty blank piece of paper next to the sign in sheet. That is not the sign out sheet, even if you write the words sign out sheet at the top. Greg, okay? So I know you think it's hilarious, but you just sign out on the sign in sheet. There's a sign out field as well. Just write the same name that you use to sign in. It's very simple. Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta be a little tough on you guys sometimes. Yeah, let me know what you think about all that in the comments, and I'll see you in just a couple days. All right, thanks for watching. Think critically.